Hi, fellow travelers, and a warm welcome to Travel Partner Official. I'm Sarah, and I'm so happy you're here with me today as we go on a pretend trip through one of the prettiest countries in the world, Italy. Today, we're going to look at 6 amazing road trips in Italy that you really have to see. From big cliffs by the sea to hills covered in grapevines and tall mountains to sunny islands, Italy has so many different kinds of places and fun things to do, all ready for you to find when you're driving. So get ready as we plan out these trips you won't forget. We'll talk about the best parts, give you some good ideas, and I hope it makes you want to plan your own trip to Italy. Get ready to dream about curvy roads, cute towns, and of course, yummy Italian food. Our first road trip in Italy takes us to the famous Amalfi Coast. It's a part of the coast so pretty that it's a special place called a UNESCO World Heritage Site. This isn't just a road, it's something special to see and do. It's like a curvy ribbon stuck to big cliffs that drop right down into the bright blue Tyrrhenian Sea. Every time you turn, you see something even more amazing than before. You can smell the sea salt and lemon flowers in the air. You really have to pay attention when you drive here, not just because it's pretty, but because the road is exciting with tight twists and turns. How they built this road is amazing. They cut it right into the side of the rocky cliffs. Our first big stop is usually Positano. It's a perfect example of an Amalfi Coast town. It's full of light-colored houses that look like they're falling down the cliff to a fancy pebble beach. Walking through its skinny little streets with flowers hanging down, looking in the linen shops and art stores, and then taking a cool swim in the sea feels so good. Next, we go to the town of Amalfi itself. A long time ago, it was a very important town by the sea. Its big church, the Duomo di Sant'Andrea, has an amazing front part that looks old and a big staircase. It really stands out in the main square. A short drive away from the sea and up the hill from Amalfi is Ravello. It's a calm, peaceful place high above the coast. This town is known for its amazing big houses and their gardens. They have views that you can't find anywhere else. Villa Ruffalo, which has a special old style, is said to have given ideas to a famous music writer named Wagner, and Villa Timbrone has the Terrace of Infinity, a balcony that really feels like it's floating between the sky and the sea. Of course, a trip to the Amalfi Coast isn't complete if you don't try the local food. We're talking about the freshest fish and seafood you can think of, often just grilled with lemon and olive oil. And lemons! The Sfusato Amalfitano lemons are huge, smell wonderful, and they use them in everything: salads, pasta, desserts, and the famous drink, limoncello. A little tip for driving on the Amalfi Coast: the road is skinny, curvy, and can get very crowded, especially when lots of people visit. Think about going when it's not so busy, like in spring or fall, or start driving early in the morning. You can also use the good local Sita buses or boats to go from town to town. In the end, a road trip on the Amalfi Coast is more than just driving. It's like stepping into a world of amazing beauty, old-time charm, and lively Italian life. Next, we leave the big cliffs by the sea and go into the middle of Italy to the lovely countryside of Tuscany. This is the Italy you see in pictures and dream about. It has soft, rolling hills, lines of tall cypress trees, old olive tree farms, and big grape farms. A road trip through Tuscany is like going back in time. It's a chance to slow down and enjoy the simple, nice things in life. Tuscany, of course, makes you think of wine. Visit famous wine areas like Chianti Classico and Brunello di Montalcino. Many places let people come for tours and to taste the wine. No trip to Tuscany is complete without visiting Siena. It's a wonderful old city built on 3 hills. Its center is the amazing Piazza del Campo. It's famous for the old Palio horse race. Another special place in Tuscany is San Gimignano. It has many tall old towers. Besides the famous cities, Tuscany has lots of cute little towns on hills. Each one is special in its own way. Pienza is a special UNESCO World Heritage Place. It's a perfect example of Renaissance town planning. It's known for its pecorino cheese. Montepulciano sits high up on a rocky hill. It has amazing views and is famous for its Vino Nobile wine. The food in Tuscany is simple, filling, and made with fresh good things from nearby. Think of ribollita, a filling soup with vegetables and bread, papa al pomodoro, soup with tomatoes and bread, bistecca alla fiorentina, a thick, yummy steak, and pasta like pappardelle with wild boar sauce. Eating a slow, relaxed meal at a local family restaurant, maybe with a glass of Chianti wine, is something you really should do in Tuscany. A road trip in Tuscany is more than just looking at sights. It's about enjoying a slower way of life. The Italians call it dolce far niente, which means the sweetness of doing nothing. It's a trip that makes your heart feel good and leaves you feeling very peaceful and happy. From the simple country charm of Tuscany, our next road trip goes north to the fancy beauty of Lake Como. This Y-shaped lake is at the bottom of the Alps mountains. It's famous for its amazing views, fancy big houses, and pretty towns. Driving around Lake Como means you always see something new. Bellagio is maybe the most famous town on Lake Como. People often call it the Pearl of Lake Como. It's where the three parts of the lake meet, so it has amazing views all around. I love walking around its steep, stone-paved little streets. They have silk shops, stores with handmade things, and nice cafes. The gardens at Villa Melzi de Riel and Villa Cerboloni are so beautiful. They are quiet places to get away with amazing views of the lake. On the east side of the lake, you'll find Varenna. It's a quieter town, and I think it's just as lovely. Its colorful houses are all together around a small fishing port. There's a pretty walk by the lake called the Passeggiata degli Innamorati, or Lover's Walk, where you can take romantic walks. Villa Monastero has long gardens built in steps that go along the lake. You really should visit it. For some history and even better views, you can walk up to the Castello di Vesio. It's an old castle that looks down on Varenna. Lake Como is famous for its wonderful big houses. Rich and famous people have owned many of them for hundreds of years. Some of them, like Villa del Balbianello, you might have seen it in movies like Star Wars and James Bond, and Villa Carlotta, which has lots of great art and a plant garden, are open for people to visit. Looking around these fancy houses and their perfectly kept gardens gives you a peek into a fancy past. You can take some of the best pictures on the lake here. Lake Como feels quietly fancy and peaceful. A road trip around Lake Como, or even just part of it, lets you dive into a world of style, pretty nature, and classy Italian life. Now, let's go south, way down south, to the wonderful island of Sicily. A road trip along Sicily's coast, which has many different parts, is an adventure through lots of history, amazing nature, and a culture that's very special to Sicily. Sicily is a place with big differences. Old Greek temples watch over blue waters, busy markets are full of local food, and the powerful Mount Etna volcano can be seen far away. Driving here is like exploring a place in the Mediterranean where many different groups of people met. Lots of different people from long ago helped make Sicily what it is. The coast of Sicily is very different from place to place. There's something for everyone who travels there. You'll find long, golden, sandy beaches, great for lying in the sun and swimming. There are also big rocky bays and hidden caves to find. One of the best reasons to take a road trip in Sicily is all the old ruins you can see. The island was a very important place for the ancient Greeks, and the old Greek things left here are really amazing. The Valley of the Temples in Agrigento has old Greek temples that are still in great shape. It's a special UNESCO World Heritage place that will amaze you. The Old Theater in Taormina is another famous spot. It has an amazing view of the sea and Mount Etna behind it. The towns by the sea in Sicily are lively and have a lot of personality. Taormina sits on top of a cliff. It's very stylish and has those famous views. Cefalù has a wonderful old church and a pretty sandy beach. It feels more relaxed and cute. Sicilian food is a big reason to visit. It's a yummy mix of foods from all the different people who lived on the island. You really have to try arancini, which are fried rice balls. You also have to try cannoli, which are crispy pastry tubes filled with sweet ricotta cheese, and granita, a cool, icy dessert. A road trip along the coast of Sicily lets you jump into a world where history, nature, and a lively, special culture all come together. For our next road trip, we go to the very north of Italy. The scenery there feels very different from the sunny beaches. It's the amazing Dolomite Mountains. These mountains are part of the southern limestone Alps. They are a special UNESCO World Heritage place, and believe me, they are so beautiful it will take your breath away. A road trip through the Dolomites is an adventure into a land of super tall mountains, green fields high up, and cute towns where different ways of life mix together. The Great Dolomites Road is one of the most amazing mountain drives in all of Europe. It goes from Bolzano to Cortina d'Ampezzo. The road twists and turns over incredible mountain passes like Passo Pordua, Passo Sella, and Passo Falzarego. Each pass has unbelievable wide views. There are lots of places to stop your car, take pictures, and just be amazed by what you see. This area is a perfect place for people who love being outside. In the summer, there are tons of hiking paths for everyone, from easy walks through fields of wildflowers to hard climbs called V Ferrati, iron paths, where you use cables and ladders to climb up rocks. Riding bikes, both on roads and on mountain trails, is also super popular. And in winter, of course, the Dolomites become a top place in the world for skiing. The towns in the Dolomites are so pretty, like a picture. They often have old-style Tyrolean houses, wooden homes decorated with colorful flower boxes, and churches with onion-shaped tops. Towns like Ortize in Val Gardena, Canazze in Val di Fassa, and the fancy resort of Cortina d'Ampezzo are good places to stay while you explore the area. The food in the Dolomites is like its mountains and its history. A road trip through the Dolomites is an exciting trip. You'll see huge, beautiful mountains and nature. Our last Italian road trip takes us to the sunny heel of Italy's boot-shaped Puglia. This area has a long coast on both the Adriatic and Ionian seas. More and more people are visiting it, and it's easy to see why. It gives you a more simple, country Italian feeling, away from the usual tourist spots. It has super clear water, special buildings, old olive tree farms, and, of course, amazing food. Puglia has hundreds of miles of beautiful coast. You'll find big cliffs with sea caves and long sandy beaches with really clear blue-green water. The Salento area at the very bottom of the heel is sometimes called the Maldives of Salento because its beaches are so pretty. One of the most famous and special sites in Puglia is the town of Alberobello. It's known for its Trulli houses. These cute white stone houses with pointy roofs are a special UNESCO World Heritage place. They look like they came from a fairy tale. Besides Alberobello, Puglia has many other interesting towns. Lecce is called the Florence of the South. It's famous for its fancy old buildings from the Baroque time. The churches and big houses have lots of detailed carvings and are made from a local stone that's a honey color. Towns by the sea like Polignano a Mare, which sits right on big limestone cliffs over the Adriatic Sea, and Otranto, which has a big Aragonese castle and an amazing old mosaic floor in its church, are places you have to see. The farming center of Puglia has huge areas with old olive tree farms. Some of the trees there are hundreds of years old. Food from Puglia, sometimes called cucina povera, which means simple cooking, is plain, good for you, and super yummy. It uses fresh things from nearby. Orecchiette pasta, which looks like little ears, is often served with turnip greens or a tasty tomato sauce. It's a special dish from this area. What I really like about Puglia is how relaxed life is there, and how real and simple it feels. A road trip along Puglia's coast and through its cute towns inland is a great mix of pretty nature, special old traditions, and yummy food. And that's it. 6 amazing road trips in Italy. Each one gives you a special look into what this beautiful country is all about. From the big cliffs of the Amalfi Coast, to the rolling hills of Tuscany, the fancy shores of Lake Como, the old wonders of Sicily, the tall peaks of the Dolomites, and the sunny charm of Puglia. Italy really has a road trip for everyone. I hope this trip has made you dream and given you lots of ideas for your own adventure in Italy. If you liked this pretend tour and want more travel tips and ideas, please be sure to subscribe to Travel Partner Official. Thank you so much for being with me, Sarah, today on Travel Partner Official. Until next time, keep on traveling, and I hope your trips are full of fun and new things to find. Bye for now.